Cape Muroto lies along the knife's edge of a coastline in southern Shikoku. Its stark stone formations speak to a geologically traumatic past, and it boasts scenic overlooks further inland. It's a lonely little place. The nearest sizable city is 2 hours away by car, and there's no train service. Muroto's isolation would have been a plus for its most famous resident, the priest and founder of the Shingon sect of Buddhism, Kukai, aka Kobo Daishi. Kukai spent some of his formative years in Muroto, where he studied religion and philosophy. Kukai's sojourn along the coast inspired several legends about his days there, and in modern times, these have been codified into the 7 Wonders of Kukai. Finding each of these wonders wasn't an easy task, and it involved a fair amount of backtracking and souvenir shop clerk bothering. But for your convenience, I've arranged them as you might experience them arriving from the northeast. Past the giant Kukai statue, there are some interesting rock formations along the coast. I suggest you do what I did and park at the abandoned hotel. A short walk brings us to the first wonder, the bathing pond. Kukai supposedly washed himself in these waters during his meditations. And as if that weren't wondrous enough, despite being right on the ocean, it's a freshwater basin. I wouldn't recommend bathing in it today, though. Just south of here, on the other side of the road, is a collection of Jizo statues. There was once an old woman who came here to wash yams, or imo. Kukai happened by, and hungry after a whole day of meditation, asked if he could have one. "No," replied the woman. "They're mine, and you can't eat them." Kukai retorted, "I think you'll find it's you who can't eat. Ever again. And she couldn't. Presumably, she soon starved to death. Kukai's justice is harsh. The joke here is there's a plant growing in this area called kuwazu imo, or inedible yam. They look similar to yams, apparently, but are poisonous. As far as I know, there's no clever rhyme to help you tell the difference between the plants. Nearby is a site that absolutely should be counted among the 7 wonders of Kukai, but isn't. Presumably because somebody was really attached to the number 7. This is the cave where Kukai was said to have lived while he studied in Muroto, and it's this cave that gave him the name he's known by. From the mouth of the cave, Kukai could see the sky, Sora, and the sea, Umi. The Chinese reading of that compound is Kukai. A short hike up a steep incline brings us to this small nook in the rock face. This is called the Twisted Rock, and it's connected to a couple of stories about Kukai's mother. In one version, she came to visit her son in Muroto, and when it started raining, Kukai used his Buddhist powers of geomancy to create this shelter for her. The second version is a bit more dramatic. The Buddhist temple up the mountain was at the time restricted to men, so Kukai's mother arrived at Muroto dressed in drag. This was enough to fool the monks, but not enough to fool the gods, who became enraged at this female stepping into their man cave. They sent a tornado of fire to destroy the temple, but Kukai safely sheltered his mother within. Back down the coast is another cave that Kukai constructed with his mutant powers. This one is called the Grotto Built in a Night, probably because it was built in one night, and it's a grotto. The altar within enshrines the deities that Kukai encountered during his studies in China. At this point, we've almost reached the southernmost part of the cape. There you'll find another pond. Kukai anointed the villagers of Muroto with these waters to cure diseases of the eye, though nowadays it looks more likely to cause infection than cure it. Time is a harsh mistress. The beaches of Muroto are littered with these lightweight, porous white rocks. An information plaque calls them gabbro. I don't think they look like gabbro, but I haven't been to geology class in 12 years, so maybe you shouldn't listen to me. During Kukai's stay here, Muroto was beset by dragons and monsters and all kinds of no-goodniks that would roll in each night from the southern sea. Kukai finally got tired of dealing with these baddies and went to face them. The monk chanted a sutra, then spit in the general direction of the approaching beasts. This caused all the white rocks on the beach to glow with the light of the sun, driving the bad guys back into the darkness from whence they came. The last of Kukai's 7-ish wonders is found atop the mountain, on the grounds of Hotsu Misakiji Temple. It's just a rock, nothing more, but it does make a curious sound when you strike it. Folklore suggests that these sounds echo all the way into the underworld, and that mediums can use them to communicate with the dead. I'd bet that the dead are pretty tired of people making a racket when they're trying to sleep. And that's the 7 wonders of Kukai. Now, they're not all particularly wondrous, and there's definitely more than 7, but they are all at least about Kukai. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.